Have you ever found yourself stuck using the same basic words like job or work repeatedly in your answers? If yes, don't worry. By the end of this video, you will know how to use these simple words more effectively and score higher in your fluency and vocabulary. I'll also give you some real life examples and tips to make these words work for you in real test. So stay with me till the end, you don't want to miss this. Our today's topic is work. Whether you are discussing your job, career goals, or workplace challenges, the right vocabulary can boost your confidence and your score. So, these are some categories for the word work, which we will discuss one by one. First, we have here is general terms. So, we'll start with some general terms and see some of the commonly used words which are very simple and effective. Number one is job. So think of a job as your specific position or task within a company, and it's ideal for describing what you do on a daily basis. So, for example, you can say that I have a job as a data scientist in a multinational company. So you can fit any other example based on what you do on a daily basis. Next word is career. So a career is a long-term professional journey or path in a specific field. You should use career when you're talking about your long term professional journey or ambitions. And well, unlike a job, which is a short term, a career reflects your overall growth and experience in a particular field. For example, you can say that I am focused on building a career in graphic design. Next, in this category, we have the occupation. So, this is a formal way of saying your job or the field you work in. You can use it in professional or academic contexts. Part 3 is really a good place to use this word, but ideally, you can use it anytime as long as it fits in the context. For example, you might say that my occupation is teaching instead of saying I am a teacher to sound more formal and precise. Next, we have profession. So, use profession for jobs that require specialized training, qualifications, or expertise such as medicine, law, or education. When answering IELTS questions, saying my profession as an engineer allows me to solve problems creatively sounds more sophisticated than using the word job. Let's move on to the next one, which is employment. This word refers to having a job or being hired, and you should use it in context where you talk about the job opportunities or job stabilities, or in general when you're talking about the jobs in the market. For example, you can say, I'm so grateful for stable employment during these uncertain times. Or maybe another example, you can say that my company offers stable employment to thousands of people. So that's how you can use the word employment. Next word we have here is employer. You can use employer to describe the person or organization you work for. In IELTS speaking, you might say, my employer has implemented flexible working hours to maintain work life balance. My employer has implemented flexible working hours to maintain work life balance. Next word is employee. So if you're working for someone, then you are the employee. So use employee when discussing your role as a worker. For example, you can say, as a hardworking employee, I always ensure that I meet deadlines. So this adds more depth to your answer. Next word is workplace. The workplace is the place where you work. It could be your office, any field location, school, or hospital. Depends who is your employee or where you work. It also could be your home based office if you are a remote employee. We'll touch on the work from home and remote employees in the coming sections ahead. So you can use this word to describe the physical environment that is your office or the job atmosphere, such as is it friendly or competitive, and so on. In your IELTS speaking, you might say that I appreciate the collaborative environment in my workplace. I appreciate the collaborative environment in my workplace to make your answer more descriptive. Next word is colleague. A colleague is someone who also works with you in the same department or in the same office. So basically, the colleague means your coworker. So instead of using coworker, the colleague sounds more formal and professional. For example, you can say, I often collaborate with my colleagues on projects. And the last word in this category we have industry. So use industry to refer the broader sector you belong to, such as IT, healthcare, manufacturing, and so on. And for us, you could say that I belong to the IT industry, I work in manufacturing industry, or you can say that the healthcare industry is growing rapidly in my country. Okay, so now that we have covered the general terms, let's move on to the next category, which is the job types. So let's talk about the different job types. Number one is full-time job. So use full-time job to describe the work that requires your complete commitment during standard working hours, typically 9 to 5. For example, you can say that I have a full-time job, so my schedule is quite busy. So you're describing a full-time job. You are saying that you have a full-time job and your schedule is quite busy. Number two is part-time job. So you should mention part-time job when you're describing a work with fewer hours and you have other commitments too at the same time. For instance, you can say that during university, I worked a part-time job at a cafe. So basically, the part-time job is the opposite of full-time job. You can say that. Next we have is freelance work. So you should use this word to describe independent projects that allow you to work for different clients. And this is more popular nowadays. For example, you can say I enjoy freelance work because it gives me flexibility. Well, who don't like flexibilities in today's world? Next we have temporary job. So use temporary job to describe a short-term work. In most of the cases, these jobs are contract based. For example, you can say that this is a temporary role, but I hope it turns into a permanent role. So this way you are telling that you are working in a temporary role and hoping for a permanent role in the same position. Next word is permanent job. So you can say that this is opposite of temporary job, and you can mention permanent job when it is a long term employment or kind of permanent. For instance, you can say that after the probation period, I was offered a permanent job. So your probation period means your starting few months or few weeks when they judge you based on your performance, and after that you are offered a permanent job. So you can say that after the probation period, I was offered a permanent job. Next word is internship. Internship means when you start working for someone with almost no experience and your motive is to learn more about the company's job and culture. And interns are mostly fresh graduates. For example, you can say that I did an internship at a top law firm last summer. Next word is entry level position. Entry level position means when you are given a beginner's role or the job which requires minimal experience. That's why it's called entry level position. And for instance, you can say, I started my career in an entry level position as a junior analyst. Next, we have senior position. So, senior position means when you have a lot of experience and you have moved up in the designation and having a lot of responsibilities. For example, you can say that after years of hard work, I was promoted to a senior position. Now we are done with the job types. Let's move on to the next category, which is job roles. So, for the job roles, we have the first word manager. Well, a manager is someone who is responsible for overseeing a team or department and ensuring that goals are met. And for example, you can say that our manager always ensures the team is motivated. Well, that's what the manager does. Next, we have supervisor. So, a supervisor is a person who oversees the daily tasks of employees under him or her and ensures that they follow the right process. And for example, you can say that if you have any supervisor in your team, in your role, you can say that my supervisor is very approachable and helpful. Next word is team leader. So, a team leader is someone who guides a group of employees to achieve specific objects or a particular role. And for example, you can say that I was recently appointed as a team leader for this project. Next word we have here is assistant. An assistant is someone who supports a higher level professional by managing their tasks and schedules. And if you are an assistant to someone, then you might say that I work as an assistant to the marketing director. Next word is technician. A technician is someone who is skilled in handling technical tasks or equipment in a particular field. For example, you can say that the technician fixed the machinery quickly. Well, that's what the technician does. Next word is engineer. Well, there are many types of engineers: software engineers, mechanical engineers, and so on. And in IELTS speaking, you can say that my brother works as an electrical engineer. Next job role is sales representative. A sales representative is someone who is selling or trying to sell their services or products to their clients. And in speaking, you can say that a sales representative visited our office to promote their product. Next word is consultant. A consultant is someone who provides expert advice to business or individuals in a specific field. And you can say that we hired a consultant to improve our business strategy. Next word is entrepreneur. So they run their own businesses and take all the risk. For example, you can say that being an entrepreneur requires a lot of dedication and risk taking. And now, the last in this category, we have freelancer. As I mentioned earlier, a freelancer works independently on short term projects for various clients. For example, you can say that as a freelancer, I often work with international clients. Okay, so now let's move on to the next category, which is the workplace activities. So let's see all these activities which could take place at your workplace. Number one is attend meetings. So this is used when you talk about going into the meetings in your office. And for example, you can say that I have to attend meetings every Monday morning. Next word is meet deadlines. Meet deadlines means when there is a set time frame to complete a task or any project. And for speaking, you can say that it's challenging to meet deadlines, but I always manage. Next word is submit reports. This is like when you have done some work or research and you are giving a formal update to someone in your team. For example, we are required to submit reports at the end of each week. Next, handle customers. This means when your job is customer facing and you have to talk to them on a regular basis. And in speaking, you can say that my job is to handle customer complaints and inquiries. Next word is manage a team. It is when you are an experienced person in the group and your job is to guide other people in the team. So basically, you are managing a team. For this, you could be a manager, director, or even a team leader. So you can say that I manage a team of a software developer, or you can use any other example. Next word is brainstorm ideas. It is when you are trying to find some solutions to your problems, or not just finding the solutions, but the optimal and most efficient solution. So, this activity is called brainstorming. And for example, you can say, we often brainstorm ideas for marketing campaigns. Next word is make presentations. This is what you see on the screen right now, a presentation on a particular topic with some additional information and visuals. For example, you can say, I make presentations to clients about our products. Next word is solve problems. This means when you're trying to find a solution to any problem and you are called a problem solver. Example is, my role involves solving technical problems for customers. My role involves solving technical problems for customers. Next word is develop skills. If you are learning something new, then you can use this word. For example, you can say, I'm always looking for opportunities to develop my skills. And the last word in this category, work on projects. So if you're busy with any kind of work which is long, you can use this word. And for example, you can say, I'm currently working on a project to improve efficiency. So we are done with all the workplace activities which could take place. Now let's move on to the next one, which is working conditions. Number one, office based. So if you have to go to your office for your job, then you can use this word. And you can say, my job is office based, so I spend most of my time at desk. Number two, remote work. This is when you don't have to go to your office physically and you can work from anywhere, such as your home or other flexible spaces. And you can use this word as, remote work allows me to spend more time with my family. Number three is also kind of similar to your remote work, which is work from home. So if you're working from home and not commuting to the office, you can use this word. For example, you can say that due to pandemic, many employees started working from home. Next word is flexible hours. This is something when you don't have to follow a fixed routine at a job. You can decide when you want to go to the work based on your other commitments. This way you have the flexibility to work early in the morning or late in the evenings or whatever suits you the best. So if this is the kind of work you do, you can say that my job offers flexible hours, which is very convenient. Next word is fixed schedule. This is when you have to follow a set routine every day. Let's say you go to the office at 8 a.m. in the morning and come back at 6 p.m. in the evening. For example, you can say that I have a fixed schedule, so my routine is very predictable. Next word is shift work. This is when you have rotational working shifts. Sometimes you are required to work in the mornings for a month, and then next month you are working late in the nights, depending on your shift timings. So, if you're doing shift work, you can say that shift work can be tiring, especially during night shifts. Next word is overtime. Suppose you are required 9 hours of work every day, but in some cases you have a lot of work and you are working more than 9 hours, which is also called outside the office hours. Then it is known as overtime. And if you're doing a lot of overtime in your office, you can use this word as I had to do overtime last week to finish an important task. Next word is work life balance. This is when you balance your professional life and personal life. So, if this is something which suits you, you can say that maintaining a work life balance is crucial for mental health. Next, job satisfaction. So, if you're happy and satisfied with all the work you're doing, you can use this word. And for example, you can say that job satisfaction is more important to me than a high salary. Last word in this category, job security. This shows that you have a stable employment and you are not at risk of losing the job. And if you want to use this in your speaking, you can say that government jobs are known for providing job securities. Okay, so now let's move on to the next category, which is the job benefits. Let's see what are the benefits you can get. Number one, salary, which is, of course, you will get salary if you're working for someone. So, a salary is a fixed amount of money an employee can earn from their employer. So, you should use this word to describe your regular income. And for example, you can say, my salary is decent, but I hope to get a raise soon. Number two, wages. This is when you are paid based on hours of work or if you're working in a part time job. So, if you do that kind of work, you can say that wages in this industry are generally lower than the others. Number three, bonus. This is when you receive some extra money in addition to your regular salary, often as a reward for your good performance. And for example, you can say that we receive a bonus at the end of year. Fourth word in this category is promotion. And this is when you move to a higher position in your job. For example, you can say, I worked hard and got promoted last year. Number five, raise. This is when your salary is increased, just like how we saw in the example for the word salary. And let's look at the example here. You can say that I asked my boss for a raise after completing a successful project. Next word, incentives. So, what are the incentives? These are some additional rewards or benefits given to employees for achieving their goals. For example, you can say the company offers incentives for meeting sales targets. Number seven, perks. These are non mandatory benefits associated with the job, like free travel or free internet or mobile bills. And if you're getting perks, you can say that one of the perks of my job is free travel. Last in this category, we have health insurance. So, this is also a part of job benefits and this covers all the medical expenses for employees. And if you have the health insurance from your employer, you can say that the company provides health insurance for all the employees. So, next category is skills and qualities. Number one, hardworking. This is when you put a lot of effort into your job. So if you're a hardworking employee, you can say that I am a hardworking employee who always meets deadlines. Number two, dedicated. This shows that you are committed to achieving a goal or completing a task. So if you are a dedicated person, you can say that I'm dedicated to achieving my career goals. Third word is punctual. So when you are always on time, you are being punctual. For example, you can say being punctual is essential for any job. Number four, reliable. This is when others can depend on you to complete tasks or take responsibilities. So if you are known as a reliable person at your work, you can say that my colleagues know that they can rely on me to get the work done. Fifth word in this category, skilled. You can use this word when you have the ability or expertise to do something well. For example, you can say, I am highly skilled in programming languages like Python. Next word, multitasking. This is when you can do more than one task at the same time. And if you have to talk about multitasking, you can say that multitasking is crucial in fast paced working environments. Next word, leadership. This is the ability to guide and manage a team effectively. And when you have to talk about leadership, you can say good leadership can motivate a team to achieve better results. Next word, communication skills. This is the ability to convey the information clearly and effectively. So you can say communication skills are important in customer service roles. Next word is teamwork. The ability to collaborate with others in your team to achieve a specific goal. That's what known as teamwork. And when you have to use it, you can say teamwork makes it easier to complete projects on time. Last in this category, time management. This is when you know how to divide your time between multiple activities. And you can say effective time management helps me stay organized. Okay, let's move on to the next category, which is job motivation. The first word we have here is career growth. This can be used when you talk about advancing to higher positions or roles in your job. And for example, you can say that I am motivated by the opportunity for career growth in this company. Second word is professional development. This means improving your skills and knowledge through training or education. And you can use this as I attend workshops for professional development. Third word is passion for work. This means showing a strong interest or enthusiasm in your work. For example, let's say if you're a teacher, you can say that I chose this field because of my passion for work in education. Fourth word is recognition. This can be used when you receive appreciation or acknowledgement for your efforts. For example, recognition for my efforts keeps me motivated. Fifth word, financial stability. This shows that you have a secure and steady income. So, for example, you can say that a steady job provides financial stability for my family. Next word is achieving goals. This can be used when you talk about successfully reaching personal or professional targets. And for example, you can say that achieving my goals gives me a sense of accomplishment. Last word in this category, gaining experience. This means acquiring knowledge or skills in a particular field. And if you have to use this word, you can say gaining experience in this field is my top priority. Now let's move on to the next category, which is challenges at work. Let's see what are the challenges you might face at your work. Number one, stressful deadlines. This is when you have tight timelines to complete your task or projects. For example, meeting successful deadlines can sometimes be overwhelming. Number two, heavy workload. When you have too much work to handle in a given time. And if you have to use this word, you can say, I had to deal with a heavy workload last week. Third word, difficult clients or difficult customers. So when you are facing clients or customers who are very hard to please or cooperate with, you can say, handling difficult clients is my part of job. Number four, office politics. This is when someone tries to steal a credit from someone, or when someone lies in the office or gossips in the office to get promoted. So there are several kinds of office politics like this. And if you have to talk about this, you can say office politics can sometimes create a toxic environment. Next word, long working hours. So this is when you often work beyond your regular hours or beyond your 9 to 5 hours. And if you have to talk about this, you can say long working hours can affect your personal life. Next word, lack of motivation. So when you are feeling uninspired or uninterested in work, you can use this word. And you can say lack of motivation among employees can reduce productivity. Next word, job dissatisfaction. When you're not feeling happy or fulfilled in your job, you can use this word. And you can say many people quit their jobs due to the job dissatisfaction. Last in this category, monotonous task. So, what is that? This is when you keep doing and doing repetitive and unexcited work activities every day, every week, and every month. So, you can say repeating the same monotonous tasks daily can be boring. Okay, so this is our last category, expressions and idioms. And the first word we have here is climb the corporate ladder. This means to advance in your career by gaining promotions and responsibilities, moving up in the designation. So you can say, I want to climb the corporate ladder and become a manager. Number two, burning the midnight oil. So you can use this word when you are working late into the nights. And you can say, I have been burning the midnight oil to complete this project. Number three, dead end job. So this is when there are no opportunities for advancement or growth in your job. So you can say that I left my last job because it felt like a dead end job. Fourth word, work life balance. This is maintaining a healthy balance between your work and personal life. So you can say maintaining a healthy work life balance is important to me. Next in this category, 9 to 5 job. So this is a traditional full-time job with standard office hours. And if you do a 9 to 5 job, you can say that I have a 9 to 5 job. Next, team player. A team player is someone who works well with others in a group or team setting. And if you are a team player, you can say I am a team player and enjoy collaborating with others. Number 7, put in long hours. This means working for extended periods of time. And if you are someone who is working for long hours, you can say that sometimes I need to put in long hours to meet deadlines. And the last in this category, we have go the extra mile. So this is used when someone makes an extra effort to achieving something. And if this is something you always does, you can say I always go the extra mile to exceed client expectations. Okay, so that's all for today's video on mastering IELTS speaking vocabulary related to work. Remember, using the right words and expressions can make a huge difference in your answers, helping you sound more confident, fluent, and professional. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends preparing for IELTS, and subscribing to the Learning Bay for more valuable content like this. And let me know in the comment section which vocabulary word or expression I should use next. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, keep learning and keep growing.